All right, welcome, aspiring trainers. In this explainer, we are diving deep into Chapter 2 of the NSCA CPT text. We're going to really focus on the cardiorespiratory system, because you absolutely have to know this stuff for the exam.
So how does it all work? How do we power everything from a heavy lift to a long run? Well, believe it or not, it all kicks off with a single breath. We're going to follow the journey of oxygen, from the second it enters your lungs to the moment it fuels your muscles. Understanding this is, no joke, the foundation of every cardio program you are ever going to write.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll start with the body's fuel system, then get into the engine itself, the heart. After that, we'll look at the pathways of circulation, then the intake system, the lungs. And we'll wrap it all up with the gold standard for measuring fitness, VO2 max.
First things first, let's look at the big picture. You can think of the cardiovascular system as the body's ultimate 24/7 delivery service. It never stops.
So, imagine this super efficient highway system. It's constantly dropping off the good stuff, oxygen and nutrients. And at the same time, it's picking up and hauling away the metabolic trash, like carbon dioxide. This dual role, delivery and removal, is absolutely crucial. It's what keeps the whole machine running smoothly.
Now you might be wondering, how does all that oxygen actually get around? Well, a tiny amount just dissolves in the blood, but the vast majority, the real workhorse here, is a protein called hemoglobin. You are going to see this term on the exam, I guarantee it. So lock it in your brain right now.
Okay, let's talk about the engine of this whole operation, the heart. As a trainer, you have got to know how this amazing muscle works, not just to pass the test, but to design programs that are both safe and effective for your clients.
Pay close attention here, because this is a classic exam topic. The heart's beat is like a perfectly timed electrical relay race. It all starts at the SA node. That's the body's natural pacemaker. The signal then pauses for just a split second at the AV node before it splits down the bundle branches, and finally, it hits the Purkinje fibers, which causes that big, powerful squeeze.
And speaking of that squeeze, here are a couple of essential flashcard terms for you. First up is systole. It's simple. Systole is the squeeze. It's that powerful contraction phase when blood gets shot out of the heart and into the body.
And what's the opposite of the squeeze? Well, that's the relaxation. That's diastole. This is the phase where the heart chills out for a moment and the ventricles refill with blood, just getting ready for that next powerful beat. And here's where it all clicks into place in the real world. When you take a client's blood pressure, you're measuring the pressure in their arteries during both of these phases. The squeeze, that's your systolic pressure, the top number. And the relaxation phase, that's the diastolic, the bottom number.
Okay, so let's put a number on that squeeze. Stroke volume is simply the amount of blood the heart pushes out with every single beat. It's a direct measure of how powerful each pump is.
So if stroke volume is the power per beat, cardiac output is the total performance per minute. It's a really simple equation, just stroke volume times heart rate. This gives you the big picture, the total volume of blood your engine is pumping around your body every single minute.
All right, so we've covered the engine. Now let's take a look at the actual highways our little oxygen molecules are traveling on, the blood vessels themselves.
This one is absolutely fundamental. You have to know this. Here's a super easy way to remember it. Arteries take blood away from the heart. A for arteries, A for away. Veins then bring all that used deoxygenated blood back to the heart to get a refill. Okay, get your notepad out, because here's a number you'll probably want to memorize. Remember our friend hemoglobin, the oxygen taxi? Well, the exam is going to expect you to know its exact carrying capacity. Every single gram of hemoglobin can carry 1.39 milliliters of oxygen. Because it's so specific, it's a perfect test question. Just saying.
Now let's zoom out for a second and go back to where this whole amazing process kicks off, the lungs. This is the intake valve for all the fuel our body uses. It really does all start here.
You don't need a degree in physics to get this, I promise. It's all governed by one super simple rule. Gases always move from an area of high pressure to an area of low pressure. Think about it. The air you breathe in is packed with oxygen, right? And the blood coming back to your lungs is oxygen poor. So what happens? The oxygen just naturally flows from your lungs right into your blood. It's that simple.
And the fancy scientific name for that movement is diffusion. This magic happens inside millions of tiny balloon-like sacs in your lungs called alveoli. You can think of them like loading docks, surrounded by this massive web of capillaries, just waiting to pick up the oxygen shipment and start the delivery route.
So finally, how do we measure how efficient this entire system is? How do we put a number on it?
Well, that brings us to a term that every single personal trainer must know inside and out: VO2 max.
Let's break that down. In simple terms, VO2 max is the ultimate measure of how well your client's body can do three things. 1. Take in oxygen from the air. 2. Transport it through the blood. And 3. Actually use it in the muscles to create energy when they're going all out.
This quote from the NSCA text really says it all. In the entire world of fitness and exercise science, VO2 max isn't just a measure of cardio fitness, it is the gold standard. It tells you the absolute peak performance of a person's entire cardiorespiratory engine.
And that's our look at the cardiorespiratory system. But listen, understanding this incredible journey of oxygen, it's about more than just passing an exam. It's about having the knowledge to safely and effectively train your future clients, helping them build stronger, healthier engines of their very own.